Assalamualaikum guys, and welcome to the playoff previews. Playoffs are about to take place tomorrow, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. It's been a busy couple of weeks, so I know you guys didn't hear from me last couple of weeks. It's just been terribly busy. So without further delay, we're going to get to the first game, which is the red team, Shukr. They're going to play against the black team, which is Taqwa. And what's interesting about that game is that at the beginning of the season, if you go back to the draft rankings, I had put, I believe, the black team not to make the playoffs, and they're going to struggle. In fact, they finished as third. So they proved me wrong. And yellow team, who I pictured to be the first, did not finish as first. They actually finished as, I believe, fifth. So that being said, it's interesting how this matches up now. The red team is an interesting team. They have a lot of firepower, but they're just unable to score goals. I mean, Sufyan Qazi scored half the team's goals, and the rest of the lineup has kind of been struggling. Hamza Chaudhry, Arslan Mia, they got big names. Junaid Alvi. So I don't know what's not kicking in. Where I think there's a bit of suspect is also forgot the other big name. Farouk Khan. Both Farouk Khans, they could score, they could put the ball in the nets, but they just haven't been able to find that chemistry. And so I think this is going to be one of those games. If black scores early, and black is, again, it's a one-line team. Sorry guys, I just don't see the scoring coming from secondary scoring. I see Hamza Ali, I see Daoud Siombar, and then I see Josefa. I just don't see anybody else. I mean, yeah, there's back and you got Riaz, but Hindi's scored a couple of goals. But that's pretty much it. So when you look at red, they got a lot of guys that can score, but just haven't been able to put the ball in the net. If I see black scoring early and get like a 2-0 lead, this is pretty much over. It's not gonna go further because I know red's not. It's gonna be challenged to score. But if red scores first, I think you're gonna see basically two lines rotating from black. And that could tire them out easily. And I remember one of the years in the playoffs, I played with Hamza and Daoud, and they were so good, they ended up playing most of the game. But what that did was it tired them out. And if I see black falling early, you're going to see less line changes. They're going to be pretty much a two-line team. So that's kind of the way I see it. I could be wrong, but my prediction is that black's going to win. It's going to be a very close game. I say 2-1 for black. Next game, it's going to be Naim and Josefa's team San, I believe, which is the blue purplish color, whatever color you want to call that. They're going to play against Sabra Yellow, against the real Greenbirds, minus a few others. I think Baba scored last game, first game of the season. I cannot believe that guy just scored one goal. And Abdul also scored. Habibi's been scoring. This is a team that you don't want to wake up in the playoffs because that's not going to be a good matchup for other teams. Now keep in mind, both teams are going to play the first game. So when it's like a one-off game like that, it could go either way. One bad goal, Khwaja can give up one bad goal and it's done, but he's unlikely to do that. And you look at the goal intending on the other hand, their goalie kept them, I believe Mohammad Kasuji kept them in the whole game last game. So I see this tilting in the direction of yellow. Could be wrong, but if Josefa Majer doesn't show up, yellow's going to walk all over. They're just going to dominate the game. Although they got Ajmal and they got Tayyab and those guys to, Hanif. So I need Hanif and Josefa to show up to make it a game. And then on yellow side, I think Baba's going to score, and all the other Greenbirds that Mohamed Bilal and Safi's brothers, those guys are going to score. So I think yellow's going to win. I think it's going to be a dominant win. I don't think it's going to be a light win. I think it's going to be 4-0. But I could be wrong. And Josefa and Naim asked me to put them as the underdogs, so I will gladly put them as the underdogs because that's exactly what I think. And basically that's it, guys. So all the best, and I won't predict the next games because that's more for there's basically around 2 of that, so we'll go with that. Okay guys, Assalamualaikum.